I said, now, how you vinyl varmints, all you record collecting crew, have I got a box of records for you. A nice little bit of tambourine, Shadow Man.
That's all you get.
Yeah, nice to be here in Studio F here. I'm with my friend Shadow Man. I'm the Attic Daddy. And welcome to episode 13, amazingly enough. And it's kind of a continuation of last week's show that was Bizarre and Straight Records. But we're continuing with the Beefheart Zappa vein. And yes, I think we can start here with this. This is Clear Spot. Now, this is inside cellophane. I don't want to take it out. But the actual record, as you can see, flips up. This is coming on to 50 years. It's starting to split. I think this was in 74. This is probably the most money that Warner Brothers put on Captain Beefheart, as far as like a promotional thing. And this was after he was on Bizarre, but still on Warner Brothers. And a guy named Ted Templeton did a real sheeny job on this, and he was in Harper's Bazaar, and later on did all sorts of stuff, Van Halen and stuff I don't want to mention, but anyway, not to bring down the tone of the show, but it's very, yeah, and it's got Clear Spot embossed. I don't know if you can see that or not, but actually in the name right there. But a very cool album, very cool album. And I bought this brand new, is why I was lucky enough to get one of the clear plastic ones. Now this is Mirror Man, which has got a, also being very careful with this. Look at this stuff.
There's a die cut cover.
It's a die cut cover with them, and inside, of course, the smashed mirror. On the back cover, it said it's from 1965, One Night, but actually most people figure it's from 67 or so. It's got put out, I think this was Buddha or Blue Thumb. Buddha got put out there, in amongst all the bubble gum that Blue Thumb put out in Buddha. So, yeah, but this has got Taroplane on it. Taro, like T-A-R-O-T. And it's got automatic Sam told every ready Betty told Prestone Millie with the long black wavy mane. So, wonderful stuff. Strictly Personal. Now this probably a lot of people have seen this, but I thought I'd bring it along. It was in the same box, and it's got a great, great, which way am I going? Which way am I going? Oh, here.
There you go.
Beautiful inside too. Give me that heart, boy. Candy corn. Oh, wonderful. I made it look like it came in a sealed brown envelope, and on Blue Thumb. Okay, cool. This was inspired by a friend of mine, David, by the way. Hey, David, that I know from the antique market in Toronto. Very knowledgeable man, on a lot of fronts, answered a lot of questions about silent movies for me. This is a bootleg. Captain Beefheart and his magic band, Through the Eyes of the Genius. Now this is later on live stuff, because it's got Hothead and Ashtray Heart, and filled in with a few really early things, the Diddy Wah Diddy single and everything. So this is quite nice. I'll show you the back, but it's typical bootleg that it does not have a back. It's the cover stuck on the right. Electric Poetry. This, a few Christmases back, I got a Christmas present. It was the 5 CD Revenant box set of Captain Beefheart, which is just a mind blower. Fantastic stuff. But the booklet is really small. So I bought this double album, which is the practices from Trout Mask Replica. If you can believe that, sit through that. And they got a bigger booklet, considerably bigger booklet, so I could actually read what was going on. But yeah, Revenant which was John Fahey's label. I got a marvelous Charlie Feathers box on Revenant too. It just did it up so nicely. Okay. Mallard. A beautiful shiny cover. This was the band that the former Magic Band of Captain Beefheart, after Bill Harpo Road and Mark Boston, who were Zoothorn Rollo, Rockette Morton, they formed this band here. But it's more conventional than the Beefheart stuff, much more like a southern boogie rock. Tons of slide, as you can imagine, because he was a master of that. And the drummer on this is Arthur Tripp, too, from the Mothers of Invention. And they managed to put out 2 albums. Mallard. And this was the second one here. So there was some kind of push going on there. At the time period, they were just giving them away, folks. And that is today's Captain Beefheart section. And now we're going over to the Mothers of Invention, where I was thrilled to find this a couple of years ago in a garage sale in Buffalo. And this is a 45 off of Freakout, if you can believe that. How could I be such a fool on one side and help I'm a rock?
Help I'm a rock.
Wow, wow. Believe that, eh?
Beautiful.
You know, a 45 off of Freakout, guaranteed hit. And actually, there's a little hole drilled in here I haven't seen too many times on 45s, which really shows what low esteem it's filed under. Wonderful. Okay, the Mothers of Invention. They were on MGM and Verve. And I guess after there was a purge to get rid of the degenerate bands, after Mike Curb took over, they got rid of the Velvet Underground and the Mothers. But after the Mothers left and went to Warner's, that Verve kept putting out like these albums of the Mothers, duplicating their style and everything. So, because if this one here, which is basically the shit of the Mothers, and it's got the asterisks on the side. You know how they used to do swearing in comics with using different symbols?
And a swirly symbol.
Yeah, asterisks for swearing. So, yeah, and the artwork, which I always loved this art as a kid, but I always figured it was Cal Schenkel, the guy who did most of their stuff, but no, it's like somebody emulating Cal's paste-up style with all the wonderful Dadaistic little toys. And, cool. And the toilet reference, of course, with Frank and everything. And Mothers. And they actually did 3 albums that were after the Mothers left. Now this one here, the worst of the Mothers, the crumpled up paper bag, a dead fly, a little bit of wax. And again, all stuff off of Absolutely Free and Freakout, and we're only in it for the money.
Motherly love.
Motherly love. And the third of this trio, the wonderful Mother Mania. No. Yes, yes. So with great Jimmy Carl Black on the front and the matching faces inside, you could match up. Yes, and there's Jimmy, of course. This is the Mothers of Invention I'm interested in. This is the classic band right here, you know. Amazing. Jimmy Sherwood, Motorhead, you know, Ian Bunk Gardner, Roy Estrada. Okay, Zappa bootleg. Well, this has got the big, so. Again, just a white cover, but with this right here, and this is quite a bit of really early stuff. Some pre-Mothers and some of the stuff he did at Studio Z, which our Studio F is kind of a tribute to. Yeah, and it's just stuff that you find hard to get. That's out on box sets now. But like Metal Man has Hornet's Wings, which is actually his One Is Wings. I never noticed that they didn't have it right. Huh. Geronimo Black, Jimmy Carl Black's band after he left the Mothers, or the Mothers disbanded. It's got a guy named Jay Contrelli, who was in love, and look at the bread they spent on this, you know? I had to order this from Sam the Record Man's. It was when I was still living at home, like teenager. Reuben and the Jets was a Mothers of Invention album, which emulated the 1950s. Very cool. It's the one to get is on vinyl because he re-recorded the drums and during the 80s and the bass and everything. It's like roto toms and stuff. It's horrible. But the original vinyl is very cool, Reuben and the Jets. But we found a band, Reuben and the Jets. And this also features Motorhead, Sherwood from the Mothers, and I think Frank's on one song. But yeah, more just gatefolds are us.
Love those
And
gatefolds.
this was, yeah, South LA band, more of like a doo-woppy thing like Reuben and the Jets' Mother's album was emulating. Sugarcane Harris. I can remember seeing this advertised in Rolling Stone magazine and bought this. He was in a Don and Dewey in the 50s. And Don Harris he had an electric violin. They put out a song called Pink Champagne. He had a stylus put in his violin. Real early master of the electric violin and plays Directly From My Heart to You. And I think A Little House I Used to Live In on the Mother's albums. But when this came out later on with people helping out from Johnny Otis's band, Shuggy Otis is on this and everything. And that's the cartoon on the back is that Rick Griffith or I think it's Rick Griffin, or is it Griffith? Anyway, you've caught me at a shameful moment because I'm not taking off my glasses and peering at this again. But a very, very cool album, that Sugarcane Harris album. And Roy Estrada went on to Little Feat with Lowell George, who was also in Little Feat right at the very end. He's on Weasels Rip My Flesh. But that building, where did I see that? Oh, in the movie Cisco Pike, they walked by that. But the first two albums, yes, featured Roy Estrada. And of course, this one here the cover is done by Neon Park, and he was the fellow who did Weasels Rip My Flesh and pretty well every Little Feat album after that. Okay, and today,
Voila.
I'd also like to feature our lowest selling collector plate. That's what this work is called, and it's the Mothers of Invention collector plate.
Well, you can't pick that up just any place, can you?
No, you can't. You can't. It was a one-off, and it never went into production because the sales were so low.
Not
They
visible.
figured it can't happen here. It can't happen here. It can't happen here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that today.
That was very enjoyable. At least I thought so.
Well, I hope everybody does.
Yeah, you know the routine. Thumbs up.
Got some more things coming up. Making some assemblages and putting more boxes together. Putting it all in the magic box and bringing it to you.
Nice.
Yes.
You may have noticed there might be a bit of an echo on this, like we're in a.
Like Sun Studios or something.
Exactly like that.
Yes, yes.
There,
Yes, the sound of cannon.
lady.
Oh, okay, folks.
Thank you, one and all.
All right. Everybody take care now. We'll
Have a good
see y'all again.
Yeah, I hear there's nice weather coming this week. Be sure to enjoy it.
Is it?
Yep. Here we go.